Welcome. Welcome to the to the second half of Watching with Styles. Some people will call it the Cutter Bowley edition. I will call it the fight until you can't fight no more edition. After watching this second half again, it actually brings up even more disappointment in how this game eventually ended. There were too many opportunities in this game in the second half to put some pressure on Texas. I think we got in the red zone like three times. It came away with nothing. Shooting ourselves in the foot, penalties, um, not handling snaps, etc., etc. It was 24-14 for, I think, a couple series. One field goal, one touchdown to make it one possession game. Put some pressure on these guys. It would have been nice to see. Not saying we could have won, we would have won, we should have won. I'm just saying that the opportunities were there. Opportunities were there. Yeah, Steve, Cutter did well, man. No doubt about it. Cutter, as I said in the Murray State game about his athleticism, and also how I said this on a Larry Glover show, is that this is one situation, in my opinion, that the coaching staff handled him about as perfect as you can handle a young freshman quarterback. I want people to understand he's an early enrolled freshman quarterback. I'm gonna be comfortable saying that he wasn't ready in the first quarter of the season. Probably wasn't ready in the first half of the season. But as the season went on, acclimating to the college life, acclimating to this new system, he has natural ability. He has a lot of stuff that you cannot coach. BVG hearing footsteps, seeing ghosts had to make it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my opinion, and hindsight is 2020. I think this was in the plans a long time ago. I'm not saying exactly when he would play, but for them to put him in the Florida game in that situation, like some people were upset. I'm like, they wanted to see what he would do on a road game and hostile situation. How would he be? How would he respond? I think this was in the plans probably after the Auburn loss or during the Auburn game, maybe after the Vandy loss. I think there were he might have been practicing. His practicing might have been progressing where they felt comfortable with putting him in at a certain point if things kept going the way they were going. I honestly think there were plans to put him in to this game against Texas in the second half, regardless of how it went. Now, if the game wasn't going well, as we were down, what's that, three possessions, I guess, that they were like, well, we might as well just play in the whole second half. I think if we were down two possessions, I think he would have still got a series. I don't think you could handle. I was saying this um, after the Murray State game is that we gotta be patient and pump our brakes a little bit. Because he plays so well, he has to start. If he wouldn't have played as well, I wouldn't have had no problem with Brock starting and him coming in just like he did now. Because as a guy who was a backup quarterback my sophomore year in high school, it's so much easier coming off the bench, getting acclimated to the speed of the game, watching from the sideline, seeing things that you could probably do to make the play better. See how your abilities can translate to maybe defeating what the defense. Like there's a lot of variables to not being a starter. You got a chance to get the pregame jitters out because you don't have to start. So I if if he didn't play as well, I think he still should have played against Louisville. He just wouldn't have started. Now you have to start. You Cutter will start. Word around campfires, BBG had a separated shoulder. I mean, I think that was obvious that he had a shoulder injury. I think that was the first game, wasn't it? What was? Yeah, yes, because I think he got hurt in the first game because it was obviously in the South Carolina game he wasn't himself. Now I don't know. Is this if Brock didn't want to get the magic needle and after he didn't play as well, and after he seemed kind of tentative in the pocket, he decided to get the magic needle. I don't know. Caddy said post game that Cutter brings something to the table that the team seemed to rally around. I feel like I'm gonna say this, and this is no shot at Caddis, but that's bullshit a little bit to me. Um, you need to bring it every game. I don't give a damn who's that quarterback. That's not your job is to do your job. Your job is not to worry about other people's job. I understand what he's saying, but if y'all not getting great effort every week, that's a fucking problem. Coach said BVG looks scared to death on Saturday. Look, that's a good one, Coach. I'm not. That's a hard one because. Oh, okay, okay. Um, if if you are scared to get hurt in this game, you're gonna get hurt. It's a weird thing. If you're scared to get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. Period. And it's unfortunate. This game, the game that I love, is a brutal game. It's brutal. It's brutal to the mind. It's brutal to the confidence. And we're not even getting to the physical part. The higher you get up, the more brutal it gets to the psyche. Um, so it's interesting. I think Cutter is wired differently. I think Cutter is a little more free. Um, I think Cutter has an immense amount of confidence in himself and his ability, but he's freer. So I think just and being and I'm gonna say this, being a coach's son can also be detrimental to your play at certain positions. Because I think that Brock was trying to be perfect all the time. So the guy that made big runs and plays against Ole Miss is not the same guy who we. Oh, okay. Look, I'm gonna say this, Coach. He's been obvious. Now, if someone's saying he had a shoulder injury, there was obvious some games that showed the ball to him more than others. And when you get to a point of being beat up by it, look, I'm a very fortunate individual. Never been cut on. My major injury, which is still probably worse injury, is concussions. No broken bones. Uh, Nothing to that nature. So I was never in a situation to question, can I come back? Because I never had an injury. The worst injury I have now I'm thinking about is a torn labrum in my shoulder. And I decided the trainers gave me an option. They said, you want to get surgery or not? You can work your butt off in excruciating pain and not get cut on, or you can get cut on. I decided not to get cut on. So never been cut on. No major injuries. So I don't know how that feels to play like that. I've been banged up. I mean, I've had thumb issues, wrist issues, um, ankle issues, but nothing crazy. Just stuff that banged up. So if he had a shoulder, if it's his throwing shoulder, that's even worse. But even if the non-throwing shoulder, just the impact some of these big boys put on you, I can only imagine. So it is. It's also a thing of this, and it goes back to fit. And I'm not. How can I say? Oh, let's say it like this. So there's the star rating, right? So you get 3 stars and 4 stars and 5 stars, right? In my opinion, I would rather get a mid 3 star guy than a mid 4 star guy if the mid 3 star fits me in my program, in my scheme, in my system, the locker room, the culture better than a 4 star, mid 4 star. I'm not sure we did as good a job of vetting players after 2020. I think we have players that in our program that doesn't fit us. And I'm gonna say the last 2 quarterbacks schematically did not fit the system that they were forced to run. So I mean, you see Nick Saban, you see other schools like recruiting, and why they in on a 3 star guy? Because that guy fits their scheme, system, program, everything to a T. Sometimes you have to pass on a guy who has more shiny tools and go with the guy whose tools are solid and you can um, you can sharpen it and make it better. Aaron, I don't know any of those inner workings of recruiting for us. I couldn't even guess. That is something that's above my pay grade. I have no idea. Try to amass talent, hoping it will work itself out. Unfortunately, that was the reason why some of those guys were hurt with. Exactly, coach. Look, y'all, that star system to me is just like the PFF grading system. You look at it, you take it with a grain of salt, then you use your own eyes. Like, I mean, here's the funny thing to me, and this is in life in general, is what's the line between a 3 star and a 4 star? Let's say it's like a grading scale, it's 90%. So what's the difference between a guy who has an 89 and a guy who has a 90? It ain't that much different. So what's the difference between a high 3 star and a low 4 star? There is none. Because wherever the line is, if you are on that line, you are the same player. Now, somebody parent, somebody coach, somebody guardian, somebody hanger on, somebody was personal trainer, might have some influence to move that ranking up to from a tie 3 to a low 4. So what's the difference? If you're not a 5-star player, I don't think there's much difference. 5-star players are immediate impact players to a program when they step on campus. Is that 100%? Probably not. Is that over 85%? I probably think it is. A 5-star, not a high 4, a legitimate 5-star. They don't throw 5-stars around often. There ain't that many 5-star athletes in football every year. I think most of our problems are continuity. If you have a new OC and quarterback every year, there's nobody to exude confidence. I'm gonna say this, y'all. If you think about it, it is better to have continuity within the program. But you see year in, year out, new coach brings in new portal guy and they're successful. You go from SEC, Vandy brought in a whole new offensive staff that brought in Diego. That offense was humming for a minute. Indiana brings in a whole new coach, whole new quarterback from a lower division school, and that team is humming. I mean, you can go to Summerall leaves Troy and goes to Tulane. Now, I know their program, Coach Fritz had that program on the up and up anyway, but still, new coach, right, and they're humming. Like, that is true. Continuity would be better, but if you bring the right guy to come fit you, I mean, shit, it's us. Fucking Liam Cohen and Will Levis came, and they were good. Not as good as some people remember, but they were good. Like, it is possible. But I would say this, in my estimation, if you're gonna do that though, you better have teachers and not coaches when they bring a new system in like that. See, peanut butter, don't compare the real world to college football, because these young men have a goal in mind, and if the person comes in there and treat them like men, they will conform in a heartbeat. I mean, shit. Ask Coach Chandler. Congrats, Coach, on your season. Coach Chandler went to a school that was underperforming. He went there. He goes there this year, and they are playing in the regional championship. So young men conform more than us old ass men. I will tell you that. That is true. If a new boss comes in there and tries to do some stupid shit, yes, in corporate America, he's gonna get pushback. But in football, if you go in it the right way, I don't think so. I'm gonna say this, Aaron. From what I've seen, I think Cutter Boley fits in a lot of systems. See, some guys just have that ability. I think Cutter can fit in a lot of systems. Look, I'm gonna tell you something that is minute. Maybe I'll show it in this clip. There's some things that he just naturally does that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is. It's like when we're running inside zone, but it's has that RPO or zone read look, RPO look, and no one besides him, if he hands it off, he does a simulated throw. He's the only one. And as a defender, I'm telling you, it will hold a linebacker for a split second. Or whoever that guy he's reading out on that side of the field, if he looks at him, and he pulls it back and simulates a throw, they're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to pause for a split second. Yeah, man. Aaron, like I said last week, the guy is a fluid athlete. It is natural. Like I said, look, man, there's you can't the that if you go back to Lamar Jackson High School, the one clip I'm sure a lot of people have seen where he's scrambling to his right and he gets to the and he points at a guy, gets the end zone, stops, the guy runs in front of him, and he walks in the end zone. Like that shit you just can't coach, man. That's like all these people who wanna all these coaches who wanna say I did this for this guy, and if it's just a natural ability, he or she ain't do shit. Now, did he or she help him hone his craft more? Yeah. But there's a lot of things that athletes cannot be coached to do. It's just true. I can't I can't, for example, toot my own horn. Like I went to Southern Miss football camp when I was a junior, and when you're at camp, you with new receivers all the time, and receivers was trying to understand why could I throw good balls and lead guys to receivers that I've never thrown with, because I was actually the crazy thing. I'll be in the DB portion of some of the camp, and then I'll just run to the quarterback and just jump right in the drill and start throwing. There was one that I can't I can't answer it. It's just a God given ability. Like right now, when I'm in high school, my it takes me some time to warm up, but I can get a new guy and just lead him. It's just a natural ability. Cutter has a natural ability. You cannot coach it. No one coached him to be that way. He's wired that way. And some of these things that he did in this game against this team, see, the Murray State game, you take with a grain of salt. But this game solidifies everything. First coach said first time I watched Cutter was 2 years ago in summer 707. He was coaching every guy on the field, every snap again. That's look, man. He's got it. Like Will Levis had it. Like when on the locker Wednesdays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said on the locker years ago, was that 2021 when he got in there and guys were looking at him at like he's a captain from a different school automatically. That says something about your it factor. It factor. This this guy did this against Texas. And here's the part that I want to add a little sauce onto this. Let's go back to the Florida game. His first pass was a pick six. And the guy did not blink. All this shit he's done the last 2 weeks are big, but when you look back on it, his first collegiate pass was a pick six, and he did not blink. That's the part that stands out to me. He didn't come back in the Murray State game skittish. He didn't come back in the Murray State game unconfident, unsure of himself and his ability. He came back the same way he went into that Florida game. Those little things are the things that perk my antenna up. And the other thing, on the Leach show this morning, Mr. Leach said that he played a clip of him after the game, and in the way he talked about these young guys, thinking they got something special with the group, says a lot to me. I'm not sure. I think with him as quarterback, we might be able to keep some of these young kids because they might like playing for him more than going somewhere else. Now, if people don't grasp that concept, is that sometimes it's better to stay where you at. Now, if where you at is not treating you like you think you should, then yeah, you leave. If the environment is not conducive to you being successful, then yeah, you leave. But if it's just because I'm not playing as much as I think I should be playing, well, you go somewhere else, you probably gonna have the same issue. If everything else, if the environment is good, if you like your teammates, you got friends, you like the school, you like the educational value, you like the coaches, you like everything about, but you just not getting as much playing time as you think, I would think long and hard about changing environments. But if you don't like it at your spot and you don't like the players, and you definitely don't like the coaches, then why stay in a toxic environment? So I'm I am impressed. There's a reason Alabama. Yeah, I mean, shit. I'm sure more than that. A lot of people who have been around who know what they're talking about generally thought this was inevitable. Him showing up as soon as he got his shot, and that says a lot. Look, I'm coach. I I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I know I've said it here. Is that the thing that makes me pause is the level of competition in Kentucky. That's the only thing that makes me pause. But he has shown that he's a dude. And for me, I want this to be known. It is not result driven because this is football is the ultimate team game. It's the ultimate. There is no other team sport that you have to rely on a teammate more than you do in football. Zero. You need, if 11's on the field, you need about half of them to be very good players. And that's been generous. It is, you can't do jack. Well, look, you're going to see at the end of this, end of this game where the right tackle is starting to get abused. You can't do nothing. But what I like, and like I said last week, it ain't got shit to do with the results. It has to do with the mechanics, the operation, the procedures, the thought process. That's what's impressive. The results are gonna come. But I like the the way he gets in and out of stuff. Now, it ain't like he was perfect. It ain't like he was even close to being perfect. But the operations were much smoother with him in the game. I mean, I tweeted something out today was showing a very similar play between him and Brock, and I didn't say anything, but it wasn't the exact play, but it was very close to the exact play, and the results were totally different. But it wasn't the result of the play that I was trying to demonstrate or show to illustrate. It was it was the operation. It was the mechanics. It was the movement. It was the calmness. It was the composure. Those are the things that I was really showing. Because I've said it many times this year with Brock, why didn't we just manipulate the pocket a little bit? Why didn't we get our guys enough time? Because not every, a lot of quarterbacks in the SEC does it. It's not like this is a one-off. Like, why can't we step up, slide to the left, slide to the right, give our guys time down the field to find a void? Peanut butter, because I'm not sure Bowley was ready at that time. Okay. I'm gonna give you an example of me, and this is why I know it will seem like it's crazy, but it's true. 1993, 17-year-old kid from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, comes to Lexington. I have a really good fall camp, like really good fall camp. I'm really a corner, but we had three senior corners, and then we had like fucking three more junior corners. So there's no spot for me at corner. But there was a spot at safety. And I played safety, corner, linebacker in high school. So it was like, coach said, all right, I'm going to put you at safety because we need somebody. So they put me at safety. I want to reiterate, I was a 17-year-old safety. So game one, I make the opening tackle of the season on kickoff. Electric. I'm feeling on cloud nine. Game goes on. We beat, I think it was Kent State. Next game is University of Florida. 1990s University of Florida. So I don't know if most of you old heads know Melvin Johnson. Melvin Johnson was the starting free safety. Melvin Johnson fractured his forearm, I think in the second half. And our backup was suspended because of something he did. So it was late in the second half, I think. So Coach Smith had a decision. He want to play a young 17-year-old corner who was moved to free safety, but I could play free safety. I could play free safety. Quite honestly, I probably wasn't ready. So in that Florida game, we had 6 interceptions, and they beat us on the last play of the game over the replacement safety who was a corner. All right. So now that was the second game of the season. I can't remember when the Ole Miss game was, but it couldn't have been more than about 4 weeks later. I was ready to play against Ole Miss. I've seen the game, and I'm a student of the game. I got the speed of the game. I got in here or there, but the Ole Miss game I played a lot, and that was only like 4 or 5 weeks later. So the reason why Cutter probably didn't play in that Auburn game is because they probably didn't feel like he was quite ready. Hey, Coach, I appreciate that. Take him off our hands, I guess. Here's the thing, right? Is Stone Saunders class of 25 or class of 26? If y'all don't get it before I get it. Because if Stone Saunders is going to be a freshman next year, we are pretty. Look, y'all, I'm going to say something else. Stone is a class of 25. So you get another guy. So how many games? Shit. Check this out. How many games has Cutter Boley played? Has he played 4? This would be something crazy if he hasn't played 4. Going to game log. Okay, well, shit. This would be his 4th game, so he would be a sophomore next year. No, is it 4? No. You can play in 4. So think about this. he can be redshirted. But I want y'all to understand this, y'all. And this is the advantage. So I didn't even think about this. So when I said that they handled it to perfection, no. I undersold it. They couldn't have handled it any better. You could not have handled this situation any better. Here's the reason why. You got, well, Aaron, you don't have 4. You are guaranteed 2. Because what if Cutter Boley balls out? That 3rd year, he can leave. But let's just say he progresses at a decent rate and he plays at least 3. You have just set yourself up for easing the pressure of finding a quarterback. John, now that's a good hold on. So you ease the progression of playing a quarterback position, right? So now you don't have to find a quarterback every other year. You might be able to take a chance on a developmental guy. You got Stone Saunders. If Cutter is him as he has shown he kind of is Stone Saunders going to stay? That's an interesting one. Because now I don't want to slight Cutter anyway, but Cutter is a Lexington boy, well, Kentucky boy. Apparently, he transferred to Lexington. He is a Kentucky boy. He ain't gonna get surpassed. You're gonna have to be eons better than him because he's showing he can play. So is Stone Saunders willing to redshirt next year and sit potentially 2 years or more? I don't know. But it also eases you can always get a portal guy for a backup. Now, Coach Summerall, how nice of you to join us, Coach. Great season. Coach Summerall brought up something that is honestly an interesting take. If he would have won in Texas and we have 5 games, now you playing, do you start him in Louisville? Let's say you start him in Louisville. Now we have 4. Do you sit him for the bowl game so you can save that red shirt? That is a good question, Coach. Thank God we don't have to worry about it. I don't think Stone is ready for that NOLA life, Coach. That New Orleans life is something different, brother. I don't know if he's ready for that smoke. But that's an interesting one. If we got the 6 wins with him starting the next game, bowl games don't count. Oh shit, didn't know that. Oh, that's right. That's why we're able to. I got you. That's why we was able to play some guys in the bowl game and keep that red shirt. Damn. I'm gonna say this: there were opportunities in the second half, y'all. Look with 6 minutes and 44 seconds in the game. It was 7-7, 4th-9. Kick a field goal. Now their kicker missed a field goal too. Let's say it goes to 10-7. And let's say we don't fucking return the ball in end zone and get it on the 10-yard. Let's say we don't turn the ball over. Let's say we punt. Let's say we go into halftime with the score. Remember, they scored 17 points in that last 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Let's say they scored that field goal on the 4th-9 and they kicked the field goal like they did at the end of the half. So let's say it's 13-7 at halftime. I feel pretty damn good about this game. Those last 6 minutes were it just fucked us up. But there is something to be excited about, y'all. And I'm gonna say this. It's interesting for me, and this is gonna. I'm gonna see how deep I get. Coach said that's what's even crazy about how he played. This wasn't a game out of reach. No, it wasn't. I mean, I'm gonna say this, Coach. When Pop, I guess to be recovered the fumble, it was a 2-possession game. It was 14-24. And I think in that process, we stopped Texas on downs. No, Peter, I think he was gonna play. I think he was going to play in the second half. I don't know how. I'm not sure he's going to start the whole half, but he was definitely going to play. I'm gonna say this. It's interesting that in life, when someone makes a mistake, you ask for forgiveness and you ask for a second shot. And whatever it is, it can be whatever. You were speeding. You did, yes, whatever it is, you get a second chance. It's interesting that fans right now feel like it's the end of the world for Stoops. And it could be. I don't know. It could not be. I don't know. But to just automatically just say it's over for look, this season is horrible. This season fucking is the worst. Listen, when has winning 7 games in this program become a black guy? It doesn't make sense to me, especially as Coach and I have talked in this and other places about 2022 was not a bad season. And I will harp on this. I will lay on this. I think I said it's 2 plays away from being 9 wins. And if we beat Ole Miss, I'm highly confident that Will Levis plays in that South Carolina game. And we fucking beat South Carolina. No doubt in my mind. So now you are teetering on one of the best seasons in UK history with an offensive coordinator that people hate. And I don't think people understand that wasn't. I think I'm pretty sure Will Levis had a better year in 2022 than he had in 2021, and he missed games. Number wise, per game averages, I think was better. But the narrative is the narrative. It is exactly, Coach. It is no reason for a guy who's given so much for this program to not get a chance to rectify. I just don't get it. Now, if you can say he's not as enthusiastic, he's pissed off, he don't want to do this, he don't want to do that. I'm telling y'all right now, the guy has been like that since day one. There were issues day one. There were issues in that locker room day one. There was issue with him being such a player's coach day one. Difference is he had guys in that locker room that could fortify it better than what they have now. That's really the difference. I know stories of players back in the day. And I'm just telling you, he ain't no different. Now, the only difference, though, is I understand he flirted with another institution. And that can hurt some people. I totally get it. But if you think a guy with that ego, because I'm telling you, to be a head coach and on any level takes a certain amount of ego. Like, I can't be a head coach because I don't think my ego is strong enough to handle all the bullshit. He has an ego. And if he says, and here's the thing, man, I'm gonna go on for it. Here's the thing. There's no time where you can say pony up and it'd be a good time. This guy, I think with this season, and I'm hoping that he identifies the bullshit that he has done. I'm telling y'all since 2020. We went about it the wrong way. No, Coach, I can't do it, Coach. I really can't. I can't be a head coach. I can't be a head coach. I can't even be a coordinator. I know my limitations. I can't be one of those. That's just not in me. I'm just being honest here. I really don't want to be I wouldn't say that. Before I became a coach, I really didn't want to be a coach. But now I'm glad I am. But before putting on a coach's hat, I'm like, man, no, that ain't for me. But I'm glad I've got the opportunity. Look, I say all the time, I don't fight God's will. There was a reason why. It's a long story why I was thrusted into the coach's position. And there's a reason. It wasn't like I asked for it. I was kind of like almost like, dude, you gonna do it. And I'm like, all right. One of the coaches that I ran track for was like, you basically, he didn't say it like that, but I couldn't tell my old coach no. So that's how I got into it. So no, that coordinator, that head coach, it ain't for me. And that's something I can say no to. I will stay on a staff, but I'm not taking on that other responsibility. Is that why I over you that special? Nah, Coach Son, look, I would take it if you allow me to be home and I can make big dog money. I'll definitely take it. Shit, I'm not gonna turn that down. Peanut butter said it could be. Look, there's a thin line between 4-7 and 7-4. And I'm gonna say this: if Cutter Bowley started early in the season, I don't think our record is any different. I really don't. I don't think him. I mean, if he started in the Florida game, I think we still lose. I mean, shit, y'all. I want y'all to understand. In that Florida game, were we not down 10 and before Gavin threw the pick? And we were driving. So it's like, shit happens. Look, this season happens, as I say, shit's happening for a reason. I don't know why it's happening to us this year like this. I don't know why, but it's happening for a reason. Is that reason for Coach Stoops to identify and rectify the decisions he's made since 2020? Or is it for him to say, you know what, y'all? I need to leave this. I need to get out now and leave it to someone who's better. I don't know. We will find out real soon what this reason is for this season. I'm not sure, Coach, if we could have beat South Carolina with that O line and their defense line. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Now the defense played like shit, but I'm gonna say this: if you watch their first game, which they should have lost, they won that game because of that defensive line, and that defensive line beat LSU, which you know, on the record LSU won, but that defensive line won that game too. That defensive line is tough. I'm trying to stop not curse as much since I cursed so much last night. That defensive line of South Carolina, that team is better than I gave them credit for. When you can stop people's run game and put pressure on quarterbacks, you're gonna have a solid team. I don't know, Coach. I don't know if he graded out that other, but I've heard that Cox is on two bad knees and he's gutting it out. So I'm gonna give him some grace that he's playing through stuff that people don't know about. All right, Joe. So now we got the Bowley experience started in this game, right? In my opinion, it didn't start off well. As a guy who was a stickler on ball handling, stickler, stickler. This is not the best ball handling. Here's the reason why. That right there. See that ball right here? That's not elite ball handling skills. I'm going to show you later in the game. This guy was crashing hard on any outside zone. On any. I don't know. On any zone play. He was crashing. And I looked at it. I watched the second half. And the first half, he was crashing. I'm like, why did he play this perfectly? Because Cutter didn't turn his back to him and hid the ball. Right here, he sees that ball in his hand, and he's like, nope. He's attacking, crashing very hard. Then all he sees the ball, and then he retraces. Just watch. Off the snap of the ball, he is going hard to crash it. And when he sees the ball, he's like, nope. That's poor ball handling. If Cutter hides the ball, he turns his back completely around, so all this guy sees is the back of the 8, you might have something. Word to the wise of quarterbacks. Ball handling is the most important part of being a quarterback. As my OC taught me in high school, he said, you are one of these 5. You are the 6th guy in the protection. You are part of the protection. Your ball handling will help you out tremendously. And if I know that this guy is the one that's reading my ball handling, I'm going to make sure I turn my back to him. I'm not going to extend my arm out to potentially help me. Just FYI. Ball handling skills, dude, as a quarterback, is so important. And in my estimation, it's harder in shotgun. We didn't have, I don't know how many times I was in shotgun in high school. I took it from center. So from center, I can take the ball and put it in my belly right now. If I turn my back to the linebackers, they don't know where the ball is. You know what I'm saying? Ball handling is so important. Man, what's the correct move forward if is it in Look, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say this. This is what I can say about this because I'm not sure. Because I can see every angle. Whatever happens, I'm gonna support. I'm gonna support the next guy who's coaching next year. If it's Coach Stoops, is it John Summerall? Is it Joe Smo? I'm gonna say this though is I have no problem with Mitch Barnhart. Zero. Zilch. People think being an AD is easy. People think hiring coaches is just an automatic. How many of these damn coaches are paying other coaches salaries for firing them? How many salaries is Florida paying right now? I think LSU is still paying Orgeron. Ole Miss, no, I think the Ole Miss is out. Texas A&M just paid Jimbo Fisher $77 million to get out. And I said this last week. If Texas A&M loses to Texas, Elko wins one more game than Jimbo Fisher won last year. That's a $77 million damn exit. Why did they reverse him out like that? Coach, they got this new spin series deal. They got everybody it's a new crave. I don't know who started the spin series. I don't know how old the spin series is, but Texas does this spin series too. It's a spin series. I don't know. But this is a new fad. You're gonna see Texas do it a lot in this game too. So one thing I do know is that you hate it, coach. I understand. One thing I do know is that, for example, let's talk about Coach Stoops. Barnhart was faithful or loyal to him, loyal to Coach Stoops when he got there in those first 3 years. So he gave him a vote of confidence and the program skyrocketed. Once Coach Stoops won 10 games, you had to pay him. I don't think people understand this. When a guy won 10 games, if you wanted him here, because he's the first guy in program history to win 10 games, you had to pay him. And he fucking doubled down a few years later and won 10 again. That's why he's making a lot of money, y'all. See, y'all just think you have to win national championships to get a lot of money. No, 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 no. The progress of the program, and do you want to keep them? Because if someone else offers this, you're going to have to fucking match it. He's been here 12 years. That's the only reason he's making $9 million. I want people to understand. Brian Kelly hasn't been at LSU 10 years, and he's making 9. Lane Kiffin hasn't been at Ole Miss 10 years, and he's making 9. Mike Norvell hasn't been at Florida State 10 years, and he's making 10. Like, it's the longevity. He's making that much because he's been here forever. Yes, they did, Coach. They did. They did block it up. Now, I don't think he had anybody open anyway, but I think ball handling was there. But things happen for a reason, y'all. If that doesn't happen, we don't get this, though. And I'm going to be honest with you, this was the easier of his great throws. And this is the part. Look, y'all. It's my show. I'm gonna be honest. I highly don't like, how people get success for not really doing a lot and they gloat about it. Y'all, this catch by Barion Brown was solely because this DB did not think we would throw it deep. And that's it. This is not a groundbreaking route. He just runs straight up the field, and that DB stops right there. He hesitates. That's it, y'all. He didn't do an inside release, stem them up, hit him at the top of the route, and then came. He didn't do any of that. He just ran straight up the sideline. What's up, Ben? Straight up the sideline, and that DB hesitated. And here is the $1 million question. You're right, Coach. I was shocked. Here's the $1 million question. After he caught the ball, now I didn't even really pay attention to this until someone brought it up to my attention. He caught the ball. He runs out of bounds, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I saw the catch and I was happy, and I didn't see the replay because this is the angle that I watched this game at. I didn't see the replay because I'm like, yay, we finally got a big play, y'all. Let me zoom in on it so you can see it. Let me zoom in on it. Not gonna be the greatest quality, but it's gonna be good enough. All right. I just want y'all to make y'all decision. He catches the ball. That's like one of those, someone's chasing you and he runs out of bounds. You hear me? I've heard things, maybe his momentum took him out of bounds. Maybe, no. The eye in the sky don't lie. After he caught that ball, he scooted out of bounds. See that move right there? That's a run out of bounds, y'all. That's running out of bounds. His momentum didn't take him out of bounds. He planted that right foot and ran out of bounds. Just want people to understand that. Now, I'm not going to say that he could have scored. I'm not, because I don't know. Because the angles are bad. Like when he catches it here, what could he have done? Could he have tried to make a juke? Sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was even possible for him to get away from him. But I just want y'all to understand that he ran out of bounds. And here's the part that gets me. ESPZYN. Here's the thing, y'all. This is the part that I would get upset with. Is I'm highly confident. Can't guarantee it. I'm highly confident that happens in practice. I'm highly confident that happens in practice. All the jawing between players, I guarantee at our practice, that happens at practice. Because the reason why I say that is because it's just second nature. It wasn't forced. You know how when somebody's winning and they got the last drive and they trying to make the opponent call timeout, you on offense, and a running back slides inbounds, you can see how intentional that is, right? You can see the thought process. Oh, I better slide, right? You see in other times in the game where it's not intentional, especially in the NFL, wide receiver, running back, and they just run out of bounds naturally without thinking about it. That's because that's what they do in practice. Guarantee you, that's accepted. That's why there is no in practice trying to make a guy catch the ball on the sideline, trying to make the DB miss, cutting back up the field. I guarantee you, I'm highly confident that this probably happens in practice. It just happened too naturally from the run out like that. That's a natural pattern. I forgot. I want to show this, y'all. This is how genuinely happy players are for him. This ain't got nothing to do with color. I mean, nothing to do with Brock. This is just, they have probably seen how much work this guy put in, how much work he has put in, how much of a great teammate he's been through this whole experience, and they happy that he was able to make a big play. Coach Chandler, you know how I feel. You know, I don't have to, you know how I feel. You are exactly right. Here is the thing, and this is, so I know there's high school players that follow. I don't know if they watch these, but y'all, coaches are human. Coaches are human. Sometimes they are blinded by their feelings for certain players. Some coaches, you're not the greatest athlete, but you work your ass off, you might play more than a more talented guy because he sees how you work, and you have his trust more than a guy that's more talented, but he can't count on him or her. So if you are trying to make a team, work your ass off. Be the first one there. Do the little things. If after practice, picking up the basketballs. After practice, picking up the footballs. Whatever it is, he or she will find a way to get you playing time if you work your ass off, because every coach has a human side to him and a soft spot. If you hit that soft spot, you hit a gold mine. So, first two plays, pretty impressive. Boy, this is close. This is so close. If Caddis could get his head on the other side, with this kick out here, there is something there. Caddis just couldn't quite seal that enough, and that guy gets in that. That's close, y'all. We still get 5 yards on first down is big. Hey, coach, you can't get on Bush's side too much because that's not a good side to be on. I'm just warning you, coach. Just warning. Don't be putting those great use of motion and shifts on the timeline because it's there to stay. You treading on thin ice. This one, y'all, I saw this live and I'm like, what the hell, Caddis? Look, y'all, this is impossible on Caddis. This is a stunt that they're running. He's attacking the tackle, and if the tackle tries to scoop him, he has no chance. So now he just created leverage to make that tackle. That's not on Caddis. You're asking him to do something in this situation that's impossible. He's out leveraged off jump. He's outside of him. Big boy went inside. He's in a loss because when I saw this, if you can eliminate him like he isn't there, right? Just scratch him out, right? Look at that wall. Shit, y'all. Look at that wall. That's fucking impressive. I don't know if I've ever seen a wall like that in a college game like this. Dude, that is a wall of blockers, and one guy was stunning to a situation where he could beat the guy by alignment. But if you look at that, if you can eliminate this, you can eliminate that. Let me see if I can do a better job because that's pretty damn bad. See if I can. I'm just playing around, y'all, now. See if I can create a block. Nope, that's not what I want to do. See if I can fill the block. Nope. Ha. If you eliminate that, look at that wall. Well, coach, no, coach, that's not a combo block. You see what they did, coach? They did it here too. They are hitting that gap. I don't want to say they're slanted because the nose didn't slant. He's slanted. You have told me before, right? That's two gaps. That's one gap. That's two gaps. You're not asking him to make that block. You have said that on this program. So now you're gonna say, now I do agree with you though with the tight ends and the blocking, but I don't think this one's on Caddis. But I just want y'all to see how everybody else has sealed that off. Dude, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty. All it takes, y'all. This is why it is the ultimate team game. One guy screws up the entire play. Just look at the blocks. Let's look at it. One guy here. You got a good seal here. All that. One guy. I know you've been difficult, coach. I know in this situation you were. One guy, man. All it takes is one guy to screw a play up or to make the play exceptional. That's why it's the ultimate team game. This is pretty. This is pretty. From a offensive standpoint and from an O-line standpoint, if you eliminate that big 46 or 45, that the right side of the O-line, that is, you can't do it any better. all it takes is one guy, and it just eliminated that play. So like I want like people will say, well, the right side and block. Well, no, the right side blocked how it should have been. Wilcox is going to where they're blocking the guys. Look at all this orange. He went this way. That's not on. This play is not on the O line. This play is on. I'm gonna say their player made a great play. Look, coach, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've been saying this since the South Carolina game. And I just don't say it. I don't say stuff I don't believe. I don't think the O line is as bad as what people saying it is. I want to reiterate. I don't think the O line is as bad as what people are saying. As bad as the narrative that's put out there. I'm not saying they are a great O line. What I'm saying is they're not as bad as people are saying. Because there's a lot of stuff in pass pro that's on the quarterback. Like I said earlier with cutter and ball handling, you are part of the protection. There are things that we didn't do with Gavin or Brock to help the O-line out. Sometimes the quarterback has to make the O-line look great. But sometimes the O-line is going to give you fucking enough time, and you cannot make them look bad by bailing out of the pocket too early, because that happens too. Exactly, coach. It's look. I was called. People didn't agree with me with the whole Scangarello thing. I'm just gonna tell y'all, Scangarello wasn't the reason why we lost those games. I want y'all to understand. I want you to go back. Scangarello was a coach in 2022 when we had 2 plays away from 9 wins. And I'm going to say it again. If we win the Ole Miss game, Will plays in the South Carolina game and win that. So we have a potential win at 10. And that's with Scangarello as OC. If you look at those numbers, Scangarello, Will Levis numbers, Scangarello, and Will Levis number with Liam, they're not that much different in any missed game. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Bush is who is Sark. I'm not saying Bush is Lane Kiffin. I'm not saying Bush is Josh Heupel. Well, see what Josh Heupel trouble he's having this year with that offense. Like, I'm not saying he's that coordinator. He's not Rhett Lashley. He's not Hugh Freeze. He's not all these great offensive coordinators. He's not as bad as the product on the field, though. He's not bad as the production that has been shown. People clamor about the greatness of Liam Cohen. And I've said when he was coaching here, he's in his bag. I said that many times. I have no problem with saying how great Liam is. I have a problem with people over the overabundance of praise. Because I still go back to the players. When Liam had Wan'Dale Robinson, that offense was great. When Liam went to the Rams and they had injury problems, he didn't do so well. When Liam came back to Kentucky and didn't have Wan'Dale Robinson, we didn't do so well. The same fucking coach at the same school, just with a couple different players, and the offense isn't kicking like it was in 2021. And I still want people to understand, go look at 2021. That season wasn't as great as what people think of offensively. It ended well, but it wasn't, the season as a whole wasn't all that. Still don't have a 3,000-yard passer. Liam Cohen goes to the damn Tampa Bay where he handpicks the quarterback he wants, and he's got fucking Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, one definite Hall of Famer, and one that's moving to that end of the spectrum. Come on, man. The players makes the difference. As Coach says, Bush doesn't have the dudes for a scene. When Liam left in February, we knew we were in trouble. Everybody's already hired. Portal guys already picked. Come on, man. First, third down. Look, I showed this. I guess I gotta do it because people that are not on Twitter. This play is for me the hardest for a quarterback to dissect because people are just standing around. Like I said, this side is the easiest side because you have it's dictated. They're in man on the three receivers we have over here. We have three receivers over here. They're in man. The problem is who's in man on these two guys? Who's in man on these two guys? You would think, just in theory, it would probably be you're probably gonna have him and his safety. That's theory. That's in theory. Or you're gonna have the corner and the other safety, or this linebacker number 7. Well, let you know that in this situation, this guy actually covers the tight end. And the simulated blitz actually makes it worse because they only bring 5 and we have 6 to block. But since they cover up sort of the tackles, we wasted the tackles because we look like we're man blocking. Here, 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 and he's going to pick up one of these linebackers. But he doesn't come, and he doesn't come. He's trying to steal a slant or a hot route, and they flood a gap with only one guy to block in the back. So somebody's gonna come free. Somebody's gonna come free, right? And this the guy who comes free. Now, here is when you know you're playing a man team, and here's the other thing I want to show y'all. Look how far back these guys are. That's fucking soft ass coverage. I just want to reiterate. Sometimes I gotta get that in because people talk about all defense, and it's the most bullshit thing I ever heard. It ain't the distance away; it's the way the guys play it. Now, this is how Bush gets the advantage. Is the motion. Knowing they play man, this guy has to follow. The problem is he can't get to inside leverage, which is everything for a DB when you're playing man. Since he can't get the inside leverage, he's beat by alignment for this route. Now, the other thing is Maclin does a very good job of stemming him vertical with him not being able to get inside. Because if he didn't stem him vertical, he might fight his way to get inside. But since he stemmed him vertical, now the DB is like, oh shit, he's still not inside. Now he's beat. This is one of the most important things about this is Cutter bought himself some time. Got into a drop. I think he knew where the blitz was coming, and he bought him some time. He drifted back. Y'all, this is under pressure. This is out of all those throws that he threw in this game that were great, elite. The one to Rodriguez, the first one to Berrien, he threw one to Dan, like all those. This is the one. He threw one to another one to Rodriguez at the end of the game that was outstanding too. That to me was the second best throw. Not the one where everybody's clamoring about. I'm talking about another one. This right here says it all to me. He eats this hit. He eats it. Look at that. He steps into it. He knows he's about to get hit. And that should be a fucking penalty. That should be roughing the pass. That's helmet to helmet. And he launched. That's a penalty. Boom. That's a dot. And I know it gets called back, but that should have been offsetting. You got the hole here, and you should have got the personal foul. But this dot, dude, that throw right there showed me enough. I didn't have to see anything else. I didn't have to see anything else. That was enough against this team. I actually like his ability. Look, I like his ability to get the ball out of his hands and or throw it away. This is the one where the ABC guys convinced themselves this wasn't a penalty. Oh, really? See, I don't listen to no, listen to a coach. Like there's I don't know when I stopped listening to analysts, but it was a few years ago. Because these quarterbacks are the ones who automatically become analysts, and a lot of motherfuckers don't know a damn thing about defense. And that's scary. A lot of those guys don't know a damn thing about defense. And some of the verbiage they use gets a defense, a defensive coordinator, a player in trouble because they don't know what they're talking about. Because I don't, with this new modern coverage with match zones and all that stuff, I'm not totally knowledgeable about that either. I know a little bit, but I'm not 100% unless it's, I know coverages, the foundational coverages. Now, the match thing, I have an idea. I know what it is, but I'm not going to say I'm an expert. I can't speak freely on it. I know what it is, but I'm not in depth on it. But the stuff I know, I know. Or O-line play. You're right, coach. That's why I don't listen to him. That's why I look, this is either what I normally do, I listen to a podcast so I can just hear it. I just need noise. Or when I'm watching the Skycast, they give the ambient noise of the stadium. So that's good enough for me too. We gotta make this tackle. This is field replace. Your contained guy gets blocked, you gotta come scalding off his hip. We gotta make you a little too wide. Don't widen. We gotta be there sooner. Force him to go back in there, which you do, but that's just too much. Gotta make that tackle. Now even we look at this stunt by Deion. They are trying to create a wall outside. All right. Just look at what they're trying. They're trying to seal. But Deion, I don't know what the stunt is, but there's something you can see some weirdness going on in this area, which I really think they're really trying to protect him. I think they're really trying to protect Afari. We stunted into this play, and that's a good tackle by Deion. Dude, they've got 8 yards on first down, and they're going to end up having to punt. This is as a DB. Now, right now, when Max follows this guy over, he knows his man. He knows his man. And they're going to run a man rub route. They're going to run a man rub route. This is what I talk about playmakers. This is something you can't be coached to do. You can't do in any position. You can't do what's on paper. Because you have other forces in the game. These guys in orange are not going to do exactly what you do on paper. So you got to become a playmaker within the framework of the scheme. So now they're in man. I want you to watch this guy right here. Watch what he does to Max. Just watch. I'm going to play it frame by frame. Watch what he does to Max on the snap. Let me get to the snap. Watch what he's doing. Who is he looking at? He's not worried about no damn route. He's looking at Max and is going to try to get in front of Max. Look at that. That's his only job. Right? Just look at it. Look at this guy. What is he doing? He's trying to rub Max. Watch. Boom, boom, boom. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to get this first down. They're just going to try to get him those yards, eliminate him, and he's going to run up the field and get a first down. Aha! But they didn't know that Johnny on the spot peeped this out. Right now, watch. Watch what Childress does. He sees that guy lollygagging off. He sees the arrow route, and he goes and jumps it. This is for a TFL. He jumps it. That saved us. That's a great ass. That play right there. That play right there was probably the best defensive play of the game. And that's counting the forced fumble. And that's counting the fumble 6. That right there was the best play we had on defense. I don't think it's even close. So I got to give kudos where kudos are needed. That play right there was exceptional. It's too bad the only thing we are consistent at is being inconsistent. That's a bad thing about this team. We had this. This is the confidence level. All right, this is what I want you to understand about confidence level. The hardest thing for a quarterback is to turn his back to the defense, because now he's got to trust what his initial read was. He sees 2 high safeties. He's got to trust that read. Once he turns his head around, he's got to process now. I want you to understand. Process now. Put the foot in the ground. Throw. It's probably a beat late, but throw. And we got to catch the ball. That to me pisses me off, because that puts you in a certain position on this drive to threaten and make them a little skittish. Score a touchdown, and let's see how they react. We can't be worried about the defender. Watch. Eyes come off ball. Watch. Eyes come off ball. Worried about the linebacker hitting you. He doesn't look that ball in. He's looking at the line. Look where his helmet is. He's looking at the linebacker. Come on, man. We got to make that damn catch. That's inexcusable. That's horrible. Make the fucking catch. See that movement right there at the end of this play? It doesn't seem like much. But I want y'all to look at this. Watch this linebacker. Watch his reaction just for a second. Watch his reaction. See how it's just a little pause? Look at the safety. Watch the safety. He's coming down. Just a little pause. All it takes is a split second. First down. It'd have been nice if we would have caught that damn curl, and we'll be somewhere in here and not at the fucking 35. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. Coach Chandler, I got to play for you. I don't know if you're already running. I'm a do it from the other side. See how this guy crashes? He's been crashing all game, right? Watch this. This is my play. This is what I think should be how we should run this thing. You can call this play styles, Coach Coach Chandler. All right. Steven, that 1,000 yards, I think North Texas in the American Athletic Conference. Y'all, I don't think I can draw on this. I can't. Can't draw on this. Let me see. Can I freeze image? Can I draw now? Oh, I think I might have figured. Nope. They won't let me freeze the image. How can I draw? Okay, that freeze it. Okay, I understand that. I can't draw on it, y'all, but just go with me. All right. Bring this guy in motion. You run zone read, right? Oh, that froze it. You run zone read right here. Now, Cutter is going to read this guy. He's going to read him. If he crashes like he's crashing, he pulls it. All right? Now, he's going to run. We got the block here on Dane. He's going to run. If this guy's too far away, let's say he comes up. Now he's optioned off to him, but he's going to throw it. ABS is going to continue out wide. If the pitch man comes here, you throw it to ABS out wide, and he's got so much leverage that he's gone down the sideline. Now, if he's that deep, you keep progressing to him, and you run it like old school option, and you pitch off of him on the other side of the line of scrimmage. This can be special, because if that guy's gonna crash, this defensive end is gonna crash, and you can block the contain guy, you got something out. You got something out the gate, and all ABS has to do is right here, gear it down, and now you won't have traditional pitch relation unless you cross the line of scrimmage. ABS got to stay behind the line of scrimmage if you're going to pass it to him, because you got a guy blocking down the field. But I think that's the play. That's the play. I know Cutter doesn't like to run the ball. He said that, I think, after Murray State game. I think he said that's the furthest. Someone told me that he said that's the furthest he's ever ran in the game. So he's going to have to change that a little bit. Little miscommunication. That's fine. That's going to happen. That's pretty damn good, y'all. It's 3rd and 12, and we decided to run the ball, and we get 11. Now watch this, man. This is like this is a first down. This is a first down, right? Because the running lane is there. This is a first down, y'all. What happens is this guy blitz, Cox blocks him into Burton. Just watch. Watch what happens. Cox blocks him and knocks Burton off of the block. If that doesn't happen, we get the first down. Think first down is like right in here. If he's not knocked into Burton, he gets to there without a shadow of a doubt. Look at the block. If he doesn't hit him there, right? He's gonna get in that hole. This guy is not gonna hit him. If this guy is here, he gets that first down. Damn. That's on downs, y'all. I must say, we're in the red zone. The coach is gonna get into the weeds. He needs to be more vertical on the second step. I don't know. I understand what you mean, but does he have a chance though, coach, if he's getting washed off of him now? Because he gets that Texas guy just hits him right there. But I'm gonna go with you. All I know is if that doesn't happen, that's a first down. Damn. That hurts. Because I'm telling y'all, if we score offensively, the defense gets extra hype. Because they played their ass off the second half. See that, coach? See how they do? Spin out. Same thing. It's a new spin series deal. Nobody's open. Get a little pressure. Oh, throws the ball away. Perfect. Ain't nothing like 2nd and 10 for a defense. And not only do we get 2nd and 10, these guys are strained. And these guys are not quit, y'all. They have not quit. We get a fumble. Oh, my God. Sweet baby Jesus. Look at Ripka ripping the ball out. Look at Dion hustling backside. When you hustle, the ball just falls right into your lap. So now, y'all, I want you to understand that's a turnover. We drove the ball inside the 25, got no points. We have the ball just outside the 30, we get no points. No shade. But if this was the previous quarterback, that move is not made. I could be wrong. That move is not made. Now, a lot of y'all are clamoring about this throw. It is an elite throw. I'm not going to deny that. This is probably my third best throw. That's a good ass ball. The way they were aligned, if you know you don't have help on a double and it's big on big, you can't let that backside foot stand a gap. Okay. See, there you go, y'all. See, we might have to do something, Coach Chandler. I don't know what we can do because there's nothing like a. See, as a quarterback, I respect. Look, O-line is so important. My center and I. Here's a crazy part about it. My center and I play so many snaps together. It's crazy. We played middle school together. We played 3 years of high school together. Like my respect for him, he's a small center. My respect for him is immense. I think we only fumbled one snap, and we're talking 10 games a year. You're talking 60 snaps a game for 3 years in high school and then 2 years middle school. So I respect the line. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. I think your best coordinators are your O-line coaches. I think they're gonna get you into the best situation because they understand the blocking assignment. That's way more important than being creative on the fucking play. You gotta know how to block it. Y'all, this is again, it's not the result to me. When we are 4-6, not the result. It's the confidence, it's the operation, it's the mechanics. This is a free throw. Dude, that window he's throwing in, he sees this guy here. He sees that guy there. He has all the confidence in the world that he can fit it in between them. Dude, and I'm telling you, that's the third favorite throw for me. That's how good some of these other throws, in my opinion, are. Y'all, this is so close to being a touchdown. This is so close to being a touchdown. Look at that crevice. If only Wilcox could have got a little more skinny or maybe hopped a little bit higher because his legs get caught right there. See that back leg? I love this tool here, y'all. I love this. I love it. It's the back leg. It's the back leg. It's not the front. Oh, no, it is a front. See how he gets clipped? I thought it was the back right there. If that leg doesn't hit that lineman, he scores because he's getting through there. So he had to jump just a little bit higher to clear that left leg. If he clears that left leg, this is touchdown. You hear me? This is touchdown because there ain't nobody else there. If he can clear that left leg, there's a crevice there. He's not tackled by Texas. He's tackled by his O lineman. Ah, that's so damn close, y'all. And now I'm just gonna be honest with you. Texas just stoned our ass here. That's just a pure stone job. They just whipped our ass on this play. Coach, he is a dude. I'm telling y'all, I said it. I saw the high school film. I'm like, he is a dude. I said last year that he's gonna eventually be the starter midway in the season because he's gonna be better than Ray Davis. Well, I was wrong with that assessment. Ray Davis is a dude too, but this guy is special. It's pure. He's special. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. So this is when color makes a mistake. All right. Remember the route I showed you? Maybe this is payback for a Texas route. Remember in Texas, the two receivers were trying to rub Max? The same thing happens here. Kamari is trying to rub this guy, whom he thinks has Dane on the crossing route because it's not really mesh. Watch what Kamari does. I'm gonna show him first. Look how he runs straight for he runs straight for he runs straight for that safety. It'd be nice if he would have ran straight to the back of the end zone. Maybe that was a shot. But okay, so that's done. So let me show you. Just want to show you that. So for me, everybody runs this. Here's the progression. Fake it. Hopefully somebody bites, and you get Dingle out in the flat. That's your first read. Look at where Cutter's looking right now. Hand fake, he's looking here. He's done. Second read, he's got to come back to the middle of the field and look at Dane. Boom. See the helmet switch? He's looking at Dingle. Dane looks at Dane Key. I love the operation. Boom. He's dead. Your third option is right over the ball. Now, I don't know if Caddis didn't go over the ball, if he's supposed to be actually right here. Ooh, that's a bad marker. Why is that not showing on the orange? I don't know if Caddis is supposed to be right over the ball. That's interesting that orange doesn't show up. There. But Caddis is open. That's your third guy. He needs to throw that ball right here, right now. And that's a touchdown. He's open. I don't know if this guy is in his line of sight. That's too big. I don't know if that guy's in his line of sight, and that's why he didn't throw it. Because Caddis is wide open right now. I think his operation was one. I think his operation were accurate. 1, 2, and now this is 3. Because he is purely a rubber. So he's not even in the route. He's gotta find Caddis. And if he finds him, that's a touchdown. Damn. Then we come and miss the down field goal. So again, That's 2 times, and we get nothing out of it. If we got the 13, if we kick 2 field goals, we're at 13. Guess what happens? I know 1 fumble. That would have been great to get that one, but we didn't. These guys are fighting defensively, y'all. They're fighting. You think, okay. So I think he should have been over the ball. At least I know that's what we used to do back in the day. Get over the ball so the quarterback can find you. So right here, I like JQ coming up. He can't get washed though. Where's everybody else? That's not bad though. That's the way to try to feel love. You got to make the tackle though. Strain, y'all. Strain. That's a great job by Ox and by Pop catching it. Y'all, if we kick 1 of the field goals, it's 17-24. Look at the strain by Ox, y'all. Look at the strain by Ox. This is a hell of a play by the defense. A hell of a play. Oh, I freezed it, didn't I? Look at Ox. Get his hand in. And look at Dion. Push that guard or tackle into Quinn. Look, you lose it, and we are Johnny on the spot. There's nothing better than that, y'all. But this fucking game should be 17 at worst. If it's 17-24, y'all, it is a different game. Somebody is getting a little tight. This is I actually love this screenplay here. I like just the operation of it because they're not just letting you go; they're actually blocking it. But JJ Weaver does a great job of getting to his zone and beating that block and making that. Dude, it's 2nd and 15, I think. 2nd and 14. We have to win now. We got to get off the field. 2nd and 14, y'all, and we got to get off the field. One thing we are is consistently inconsistent. And this shit right here bothers me because we not gap sound. What gaps do we have? Why are we basically in front side A gap? You really almost, let's say front side A gap. If you're in front side A gap, we got a gap missing over here. We got 3 gaps and only 2 people. Yes, Ben. The 4 points in the first half was huge. Right, coach. It makes no sense. It makes no sense why. I understand. I totally get they have trips here, but it's reduced. There's no reason to bump. So if we're in a 1, a 3, and a 5, we missing a linebacker over here. Now we're in a 5. Linebacker should probably be here, and linebacker should be over there. Why are we so shifted over? Unless, coach, this safety is supposed to be down the box. Oops. That safety is supposed to be right there. Maybe that's where that safety is supposed to be. Maybe he's in the wrong. Because we missing a gap. Because what happens is he's contained, which makes sense. He goes in A gap, and this gap right here is unoccupied. This is the kind of shit that will drive a coach crazy because I'm pretty sure this is not what he envisioned. 2nd and 14, we don't do our job, and they fuck it out the fucking gate. It's not even any resistance because we not in the right spot. Then we subbing guys out. Then we get first and we get a penalty. Now it's 1st and 5. And now we playing behind the chain. And this is another good ass play. But the thing about it though, y'all, if you are not having Dion, you're not getting here without any resistance. Once you feel no resistance, retrace. Now, this is a great screen because it's to the backside, it's a close in, and this corner should be more attentive, but when it's a tight end and he blocks, you do look this way. So this is a great call, well executed. Defensive linemen think they can get a sack, and shit. That's a hard one, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, that's a hard one. Squeeze, not good, Pop. Good. Probably got 2-3 yards. That's perfect. 2nd and 7. Again, y'all, see, this is okay. We are doing something special because the nose is hinging for some reason, and we attacking a gap. I don't know what gaps we have. I would think Dion would have this gap if this guy is contained, but I don't know who has this gap. So linebacker winning A. But we did some weird thing with the hinge. I'm not sure, y'all. I think that was a game plan thing. Dion, yeah, you can complain about the hole, brother. Oh, almost. I would say this. We were aggressive with Childress this game. Too bad he didn't make a play with us being aggressive. So 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. Got to find a way to get off the field. Got to find a way to get off the field. Oh, and sometimes, we get a fortunate bounce. He passed the ball backwards. Why couldn't it stay in bounds for us to scoop and score? But at least we got him in 3rd and long. Y'all, they get no points out of this. I want y'all to understand, it is 24-14 at the beginning of the 4th quarter. And if we don't go for it, I thought so too, Coach. They did some funky things on the defensive line, but I think they did that to protect Afari. Afari's lighting the ass, and if one of them old linemen get their hands on him, he's pretty much done. Y'all, I'm just telling y'all, we didn't go for it on 4th and 1, and we make the field goal. It should be 17-24 right now. We had 2 possessions inside the 30 and got nothing out of it. This is an outstanding throw. And I'm going to say something. I don't know if you watched the first half, but there was a situation where we had miscommunication on the back end with all 2 DBs. It's good to see that they have the same thing. Number 25 is making it seem like they're going to bracket. They're going to play in and out on these 2 receivers. First guy in, I have. First guy out, he has. Well, they didn't quite play it that way. 25 went for the guy who was guarding, and I think the corner's like, that's not the first guy in, and Dane is wide open. But the key part of this is the ability of Cutter to stand in the pocket and deliver that throw. That's the fucking sauce to this. He stood in the pocket strong and delivered a throw under pressure yet again. This might be my 5th favorite throw. The timing is great. The operation is great. Those tight ends got to do a better job of pass pro, though. Oh, this is close. So, y'all, when I say stuff about linebackers taking care of their gap, right? This guy has B gap. This guy has C gap. He's coming to A gap now. He's not waiting. Go to your gap and play from your gap to the ball. Play from your gap to the ball. If we could have gotten to that linebacker, it's ball game. Get to your gap and play from your gap. Don't try to play the ball. Play the gap to the ball. Now we just run 4 verts. Cutter must love. Look, and there are some things. Look, there are some quarterbacks that love 4 verts. If he loves it, call him in a situation where you think you can get it. Gotta just be a better ball. But the deep ball's the hardest ball to throw, y'all. That's why when I play corner, I'm not worried about the deep ball because I know as a quarterback, that's a hard ball to throw. Now, I'm not going to lie, there are certain quarterbacks who can throw the deep ball very well. When you play that guy, then you got to play a little differently. Damn, I forgot about this. I got to push some play. This is my second favorite play. We had a play like this earlier with Brock on 3rd and 15. Similar situation. Pocket is clear. Pocket is clean. Right? Now, he steps up in the pocket. He's got a void. He's got space. As a quarterback, he's not going to get there. Let me keep my look at his helmet. His head never goes down. Ever. He's processing. Who can I throw it to? I think he wanted to throw it here first. He's like, nah, I don't think that's clean. Let him give him enough much time. Because here's the deal. If you give him enough time, he can get away from them people more. But as he's buying time, he sees this one. Dude, this is the only reason this is not number 1 because he doesn't have somebody in his face and pressure and eating the contact. Dude, that is elite. 3rd and 7, climbs the pocket. How many years have I been fucking talking about climbing the pocket? Climbs the pocket. He hits his launch point. He doesn't stay there. He climbs it. He helps his O-lineman. He helps Cox by climbing the pocket. If he doesn't climb the pocket, that's a sack. He climbs the pocket. Everything else is taken care of. But he doesn't go run. He's going to try to he's going to let his guys find open voids. Dude, this is fucking outstanding. The more I talk about it, the more it's almost teetering on being the best throw. But that throw where he's getting eating that hit was huge. This one right here, y'all, is a game breaker. That hurt. Because look where we were. It was inside the 35 yet again. And we get no points out of it. Because it's 2nd and 20. We're not a 2nd and 20 team, however, it was close. See how this gives me goosebumps. How many times have I talked about find the pocket, manipulate the pocket? See how he just drifts a little bit to his left? Exactly, coach. If we got to a 1-score game, Texas, they might get a little tight. Drift to his left to give his receiver enough time. Now I'm going to talk about this route in a second. It's a shitty-ass route. In this league, you just can't just think you can outrun people. Press his leverage. Make them bite inside. Here's the other thing, y'all. Bottom of the numbers to the sideline is 7 yards. Since I've been playing quarterback, our OC on all levels said you got to give the quarterback 7 yards margin of error. If you give him 7 yards, he can drop one in there because he got room to drop one on the outside. All right? But when you just think you can just use your speed against elite DBs, it ain't going to happen. That's not a route. Damn. Now, let's talk football right here. You know what? Let me show the result first. Ooh, that was dude. If we make that one, that's another big play. All right, but slightly overthrown, and we don't get it. This comes with experience. 3rd and 20. You're down 2 possessions. You have to know exactly, Coach. Coach, don't even no. He had not one phase of a route. He just MOR. He just mandatory outside release. In that situation, a mandatory outside release is not required. I'm 100% sure of that. I'm 100% sure that mandatory outside release was not mandatory because I'm pretty sure that slot receiver was supposed to get to the hash. So you have from the bottom of the numbers to the sideline to work with. All they had to do was give an inside release, stem his ass, break it outside, and then use his speed. He did not make the damn cornerback uncomfortable at all. And that shit right there pisses me off because there's no wide receiver coach, unless I'm wrong, and is a mandatory outside release. That is the essence of a route. There was no release or stem at all. All right, let's talk. 14-24, 3rd and 20. You have to know where your kicker needs the ball at. What's the distance? All right? Because in this situation right here, I love the aggressiveness, but getting points and getting into a 1-possession game is just as important. If he throws this ball right there, and we can get to the 32-ish, is a 49-yard field goal doable? I think so. This is just being cognizant of situational football. It's the 4th quarter. We down 2 possessions. We need these points. I'm not mad at where he threw the ball at. I'm not saying that because he is open and he does have a chance. But if he threw this ball, I don't know if this Rodriguez or Caddis, if he gets the ball to the tight end and he can fall forward, we can get a 50-yard field goal at worst. At least we have a shot. All right? Or if you get it to 4th and 10, you might go for it because you're in no man's land. Either we kicking a field goal or we going for it. Because you're not going to punt it. You're going to be punting with the ball on the 35-yard line at worst. You're not going to punt it. You're either going to go for it or you can kick a field goal. So, think the game. But that was close to fuck. That was almost a dime again. Too much on 1st down. Look, this is what it looks like when every gap is filled. This is what it should look like when every gap is filled. You are not going to stop people from getting a yard, 2, or potentially 3, but you're not going to give up 5. Right? Every gap is filled. There's nowhere to go. Someone is going to be unblocked. Great ass tackle. That's what we need. Now, unfortunately, they got 2 out of it. Then went 3rd and 1. I can't believe I stopped at a perfect spot. Coach Chandler, why is that not called? Explain to me, why is that not holding? Fucking horrible. That is obvious. That's right in the middle of the play. That's right by the running back. How do you miss that hole? That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Gotta make tackles, boys. Gotta make tackles. Gotta make tackles. Now they just decided on this one just to run it down our throat. And I think again we were trying things because this is again not completely gap sound. Because if it was, there's still a seam regardless of where he hits it. Because if this guy is contained, if he's contained and he has this gap, this guy got turned, the ball would have went in there. So I think we was trying some things to help out Afari. Yeah, that Texas O-line was pretty damn good, Coach. Ish. Good job, Afari. See, I'm just telling y'all, Afari needs to move back to outside. I think that's uses his talent, his abilities better. I'm not sure he's an inside linebacker. He's a former DB. Inside linebacker for a 3-4 is a bitch, man. Now, if it was a 4-3, maybe. Because in a 4-3, the guards are not, they don't have access to you. In a 3-4, guards have access to you, especially you don't have a nose that demands a double team. That's exactly what it is, because that's what he knows. Inside is multi-directional. When you play outside, there's only one direction. You either left eye dominant or right eye dominant. they just churned us on this one. And honestly, I mean, shit, y'all. I want y'all to think about this. Every offense gonna get you once a half. They're gonna get you. We got 2 turnovers, and one was a score. Given the one drive, I mean, is expected. You ain't shutting out. You ain't shutting out most SEC teams in a half. And we damn near shut them out. That was their only score with 3 minutes left in the second half. We haven't seen this kind of timing on a route, a smash route, although I do want to say that the sail route was open. That corner is sitting. That corner's sitting. I think Dingle was a good possibility. Yeah, that was a rough one, Coach. I just like the operations. It seems smoother. Um, Again, the sail route was there. The the rhythm, everything makes sense. It makes now this one. I must show this one, y'all. He saw the pressure. He saw the pressure. He's looking at in my opinion, he sees this guy. As I'm looking at it, he sees him. Listen, he should have got the ball to Barion Brown right now. Give him the ball right now. Should have gave him the ball right now. I think if he gives him the ball there right now, Barion has a chance. I don't know if Barion going to turn up the field, but I do like the way he climbed the pocket, though. But he could have gave it to Barion a little bit quicker before all that even happened. That's a good-ass throw, man. Rolling to his left. 4th and 7. Let me show y'all fucking route. This is what I mean by release, a stem, and a break. Watch what Maclin does. Inside release. The guy's head up the inside of him. That's an inside release. That's going to force this DB to protect the inside and have to strain. All right? Inside release. Now he stems him vertical. Now he's stacked on him. When, as a DB, once we head up, I'm done. Because you can go either way. If he's inside of him, if he's there as a DB, now I'm not as stressed because I want you to go outside. Outside is a longer throw. If I'm inside, I feel comfortable because that's where I'm supposed to be. But when I'm head up, now I give you a two-way go. And now I'm reacting. Instead of forcing you where I want you to go, now I have to react. Out route. Good time and ball is in the air. I want you to understand. Ball is in the air right there. Almost on the break. You're going to get your biggest cushion right off the break. First down. Big ass throw, y'all. That was big time. Now, I don't like him escaping the pocket here. When you have a clean pocket, this pocket is clean. Look at that. Right here, there's no reason to slide to the left. Because when you slide, then you got this guy who's going to come because the lineman not expecting that. He needs to stay in that pocket and be patient. This was my second favorite though. This might be third. Yo, Jackson Dart threw the same pass and I praised it. He's throwing the ball. He committed to the throw right there. He's not open. Like, he's not open now, but he's going to throw him open in that void. In that void, he's going to throw him open. This is a big time. This is an elite throw to layer it over his head. Quinn did it to Pop earlier. To lay it over his head in that soft spot. This safety is too deep, but they're trying to not just give up a touchdown. To throw that ball over that linebacker in that hole, dude, that's elite. That's an elite throw. Now, we are again inside the damn 30-yard line, and we get nothing out of it. Oh, man. Poor Wood. This was, whoever that defensive end just said, I'm just wrecking shop. He just pushed him into the cutter. Now, for me, I'm going to be honest. It's 3rd and 32 with 46 seconds. I don't have to throw the home run. I know we got 2 downs. Throw it here. I know you're trying to get the 32, but throw it here. Let them get closer, and then we throw it to the end zone for the last play. Well, y'all, that's all we got, man. That's all we got. There was a lot of positive in the second half. The final score was 17 points. The last 6 minutes of the first half was detrimental. And we couldn't fucking convert in the second half when we got in the red zone 3 to 4 times. We got no points. and we were inside their 40-yard line. We was inside their 30, I think, at least 3 times. And got nothing out of it. One more week of this, y'all. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. One more week. And we can put a bow on this season. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Go to YouTube and follow, like, comment, subscribe. And honestly, I don't have anything else to say. That's it. Coach Chandler, again, congrats on a successful first season at Hazard. Many more to come. And all the rest of you guys, thanks again for tuning in. And I'll see y'all next week.
1:16 left to play in the game. Quarterback drops